Friends, 1029 days of war between Russia and Ukraine. In southern war zone in Zaporozhye Oblast, Russian army advanced from Yanka towards north and northeast. In Rimivka salient, as expected, Ukrainians have withdrawn from Makarivka and Russians have been advancing from there towards north and crossed Mokry Yali River. Fight is on towards outskirts of Storozhiv and Blahodatne and reached center of Blahodatne, and the entire effort is to encircle Velika Novosilka. Coming to Kurakhov-Pokrovsk sectors, Russians advanced Shevchenko and they have captured Anovka. Their offensive operation continuing towards Borovaya, while in Pokrovsk sector, Russians have advanced west of Shevchenko and south of Pishanoe. As per ISW, there has been some AFU counterattack and regained some of the land positions. Toretsk, Russians have made more gains towards north of the city, while Chasiv and Siversk positional battles reported. Northeast, that is Kupian, Swato, Crimea sectors, Ukrainian channels have finally accepted that Russian bridgehead in northwest of Kupiansk sector, that is western bank of Oskil River, can't be dislodged and they have to live with it and must try to contain further advance of Russian army. North of Kharkiv towards Volchansk and Lipsy direction, no changes. Kursk, Ukrainian Army Commander in Chief Sirsky has said that Russians have been conducting intensive offensive operation in Kursk for third continuous day. DPRK, that is North Korean Army, units are actively being used. He further said that Russians' pressures are on in fact, quite a lot in Kramatorsk, Toretsk, Rimivka salient, and situation is very difficult in Pokrovsk and Kurakhov sectors. In Kursk, Russians have advanced towards Naidinovo and forest areas in northern part of Crimea Noe, while in Sudzha district they have advanced in Gluboki or Glubok Yar north of Kruglenkoe and towards Ruskoe Poreknoe and Cherkaskoe Pereknoe or Poreknoe. Interdiction missions, Russians continue striking Ukrainian targets, especially in central Ukraine, with UAVs. Ukrainians, in the meantime, assassinated head of radiological, chemical, biological defense, General Igor Kirillov in Moscow. Ukrainians, as well as their allies and most of the medias, are gloating over this so-called great success. Coming to Middle East and Gaza Strip, IDF continues striking various parts of Gaza, have so far killed more than 45,000 Palestinians, and their action of arresting so-called unwanted Palestinians in West Bank continues, where yesterday they detained 15 local residents. In Syria, it seems Turkey is planning, along with its proxy Syrian National Army, to attack Kurdish SDF in North Syria, which is aided by Americans, from Menbiz towards Kobane, and in South IDF, that is Israel's army, continues occupying various locations in the last couple of days, more than half a dozen of localities, total so far 435 kilometers square. Little bit on protests in Israel. 14 months of war in Gaza has seen up and down of the quality and quantity of protests. Israelis have been demanding ceasefire, return of hostages, resignation of ultra-orthodox government that is headed by Netanyahu. Post-war protests reduced quite a lot. Earlier it was against judicial reforms. The number of protesters further reduced after assassination of Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran, but discovery of six hostages, dead bodies in Rafah, it again exploded. And however, after Hezbollah war, it went down 80%, but again it is rising all over Israel. In Sudan, the government army has advanced and reached towards Shakala district in last few weeks. They have been regaining many lost positions against the so-called rebel, which is being aided by American and other Western hegemonists. And that's all for the day. Thanks.